What's going on, Internet? The Black Hokage, aka TBH, and to be honest, I'd like to welcome you guys back to the Game and Illuminati podcast. We are the Enlightened Gamers, and we've got some interesting guests in the mix for episode 106. Before I introduce them, allow me to introduce my co-host, the first of which must have lost a bet or something, because according to Discord, before we started recording, he was playing No Man's Sky. Then again, space is better than Detroit, so that makes sense. Etho, say what up to the people.
I don't live in Detroit.
Yeah, okay.
What's up, everybody? Hey, the game is fine. The game
You
is
said this every time, bro.
The game is, I don't, and every single time I'm telling y'all.
Look, man, you in Detroit, bro. We ain't trying to hear that.
All right, fine. Detroit native. Born
There's
and
nothing
raised.
else in Michigan. It's just Detroit.
Other side of 8 miles. Oh my dog, there is more in Michigan than just that. Okay, at least we're not. Hey, at the end of the day, we're not Ohio. Okay.
Yeah. My second co-host, he went back to his roots this week on Twitch. He booted up the latest Yakuza game because the draws were starting to kick in. UTX JG the Don, say what up to the people.
Yes, sir. Yakuza is lit. I've been converting people left and right, boy. They been coming to the stream saying, I started with Yakuza 0. I love it. I need to get paid by Sega. Where y'all at, yo? Pay me.
And today we've got two guests on the show. The first of which is the current director and showrunner for Red vs. Blue Zero. He's also an animator on Genlock and Death Battle. Torrian Crawford, say what up to the people, man.
Yo, what's up? Hold on. Look, I know you want to introduce. I'm Torrian Crawford. Yeah. I can't believe you said that about Detroit. Every time I hear you make fun of.
Wait, are you from Detroit?
I'm from Detroit.
No, we need to cut.
From the hood,
baby.
I will forever slander that city.
From the no food stamps, Fago, soda.
Yes, sir.
I can't believe. I don't live there anymore.
Listen, I give you this much.
Look,
Detroit is better than Cleveland. I'll give you that much.
We're
Okay.
better than a lot of cities.
I be watching and I'm like, bro, why is he clowning my city?
He ain't never been there, bro. He ain't never been there.
I'm never
Bro,
going
shout out
there
to
unless
you.
I got business.
I'm glad there's another nigga from Detroit. Let's
Never going.
about time.
All right. And last but certainly not least, you might know her from Achievement Hunter. She's a producer, on-air talent, and a whole lot more. Fiona Nova, say what up to the people.
What's up? What's good? I'm not from Detroit. I'm from New York, but
Oof, I'm
I
sorry
feel
to
for
hear
you,
that.
Tori. Yeah, I'm sorry too.
Which borough?
Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right, we
yeah.
can't slander, man. All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
nah.
you
Not
were
as-
hoping it was a different brand.
Yeah,
As soon as he said the Bronx, boy, it's about to be over.
nah, not the Bronx. That's crazy.
It's all
Just
love.
Manhattan.
And if you want to take the show on the go, please keep in mind we're available on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, and all other major podcast platforms. Don't forget to rate the show 5 stars on Apple as well, as it helps the show grow, blah, blah, blah. Before we get into the actual podcast, Xbox and PlayStation, they haven't announced the free games that are coming in October at the moment in which we're recording, but I did find a deal on the Epic Game Store. If you download Rocket League right now, which is free to play, you get a $10 credit on your account, which you can use to buy another game. So if you like free money, download Rocket League. You don't even got to play the game. Just putting it out there. All right, starting conversation. Red versus Blue Zero. It is coming. It is debuting on October 19th on all major platforms that Rooster Teeth is on. And we got two people that are a part of the show, a big part of the show. So we actually wanted to talk about what to actually expect from this new season of the show. We actually got a little sneak peek of it. And I have to say, the first thing I actually want to talk about is actually the music choice behind Red vs. Zero. So the first thing that I noticed actually was there was a lot of rap music in there, and I wanted to know,
what it is?
was there a pushback to get that into the show?
Hell no. I was gonna walk off.
That's true. They've been good at like letting Torian sort of do what he's got to do with this season. I feel. I know there's a little pushback, but like at the same time, it is a new season. It's a whole new. It's a whole new audience we're trying to get to. You know,
What exactly is the audience you're actually trying to touch?
Black people.
And
Nah,
you were so direct. I am so glad you were direct.
I like that. But like real talk. So like in the beginning, there was like I went to when the people who originally made the show, like the 4 guys or whatever. I was like, yo, I want to do it this way, my way. Let me do it. And they was like, all right. So like people who know my work, people who like watch that, because I directed a lot of stuff on Death Battle or whatever. Like every chance
The new one was fire, by the way, with Red. What's the dude from Batman?
Red Hood.
Yeah, Red
and,
Hood.
Winter Soldier.
And Winter Soldier. Were you part of that?
No, I haven't been a part of death battle directly since the start of us working on RVB.
Okay.
The last one I did was one that'll come out that y'all see soon enough. But I've always liked music a lot. And like being an animator is like the number one thing that kind of gets me through long nights, overnight, sleeping under my damn desk. You know what I'm saying? So like music to me is like super important. And on top of that, I really liked shit. Y'all remember like Romeo Must Die when it had DMX and rap music in it when it was fighting stuff? Bro,
yeah.
that is where that inspiration comes from. So I always like dope fights with rap music. So like two of my first major must-haves in this season, I told my leadership, I was like, one, the main character got to be a black girl, right? And I was like, there you are. And I was like, two, I need rap music, specifically one track, all female rappers. I can't wait for y'all to hear that track.
Bro, I did not know that. This is new for me too. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think I shot you the clip with the music playing. Anyway.
Oh shit, you did.
I did.
Oh my god.
That's
So,
crazy.
Yeah, for one of the tracks had to have 3 female rappers. It had to be all female rappers. It was no questions, no nothing. And then the rest of it, I had to have a rap intro and a rap outro. So we got the intro and outro licensed. They're by Omega Sparks. You can find him on Spotify. This is not a plug for him. He's just my real dog. It was really like a dream come true to work with him. And then he made us some custom music that
y'all looking for any other artists to put on the show?
I'm always looking for artists.
Always.
I'm gonna have to plug you into somebody. My boy Anon, boy. I'm gonna have to plug you in them. What's the name? So you play Agent 1 in the show. Talk a little bit about that, Fiona. Who's Agent 1?
Well, she's basically me. Just like personality wise, I relate to her a lot, and she's the next leader of the kind of group of misfits we have named Shadow Squad. And it was my first real VO experience, like voice acting. And I was really happy that Torrian picked me, but it was nerve-wracking because I was like, I don't know if I'll do well. I don't know how the audience will like it, because they don't like when I do anything.
I was actually gonna ask you. So, what were some of the challenges too, like for you being a first-time voice actor?
I'll be honest, it kind of felt natural to me. I was just happy that Torrian he supported me throughout the whole thing. He said, like, you're Agent 1. Like, you are Agent 1. Like, you cannot do anything really wrong because you are Agent 1. Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. It came naturally because I just had a huge support group. I got Torrian, I got Noelle, and they were all just helping me figure out, find Agent 1's voice. And also just understand that I can be Agent 1,
I think like a challenge that she didn't even know was that we were getting pushback because she was so green. Right. And I was like, well, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. We'll push her. We'll kind of work with her or whatever. And it cost like 2 meetings. And I was like, this can't be that big of a deal. Like
it's weird because I feel like a lot of Rooster Teeth productions, like Ruby, for example, I mean, everyone was green in that.
Right.
Like, there were no professional voice actors when it started.
Yeah.
So I feel like everyone sort of has to start somewhere, and Rooster Teeth's good at doing that, sort of bringing in new talent. So,
I feel that.
It worked out.
I feel that. What was you talking about earlier that you wanted to ask for the show, Jay?
Oh yeah, so just for a back note, I haven't watched Red vs. Blue in a long time. I honestly haven't watched it since it was on Machinima, because Machinima was Machinima was like the first time that I saw anything like that, and that's when Machinima was just very green. Like Machinima ended up turning into its own definition for like what people can do. So it's been a long time. But one thing I did notice from when I can remember from the earlier Red vs. Blues is the animation. Like everything has just picked up like a ton. So you can see the clear difference from back then to now. So can you talk a little bit about like the animations and like which route that you wanted to go for the continued series?
Yeah, so I like everybody, it's 2 things everyone says, right? I haven't watched Red vs. Blue since way back when, and I used to watch Red vs. Blue when I was, this many years younger, right?
A wee lad.
So the animation is so I wasn't around during the like that machinima stuff. Like I taught myself in the back streets, alleys of Detroit.
Yes, that's the.
Y'all gonna stop lying on my podcast.
That's that innovation from our city.
Don't claim Detroit now. You don't stay here, though, boy.
Now he claiming all of a sudden.
Ties me for like 13 years. And I'm sorry.
But so I was always chasing that animation and just go right. So when I got in the series, like when I was gonna do Red vs. Blue, animation is kind of really all I knew. I didn't really know anything about the machinima stuff, but we brought on like one of the guys who was pioneering that machinima stuff, Josh Ranellis, and I got with him and I was like, yo, I got ideas how we can incorporate my stuff. Another cool black guy, shout out to him. I was like, hey, I got ideas how we can incorporate my stuff, my knowledge, my director, my experience with animation, mocap, all this other stuff, and we can uplift and revamp your machinima stuff as well. So even though you guys got to see a little bit of it, and it was a lot of crazy animation, a lot of slick animation, we still do got some of that old school style of machinima, but it's just presented in like a new form with new technology. So when people get to see that, they're like, oh, okay, this feels, we'll hit that nostalgia feeling with the machinima, but we're using new technology to kind of up it.
So I have a question, actually. This is going to be probably a curveball for you. So I noticed, and I remember I was looking at some behind the scenes because I was following you on Twitter a little while back about this. So you're using UE4 for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unreal Engine. So I'm curious, like I do
Ethos is a game developer,
too,
by the way.
Yeah, I'm in the game development.
Oh, I know.
I like to remember. But so I'm curious about your process when it comes to like visual production. Like, how does that work? How did that work? And then, did you do some of it when like all the COVID stuff was going down? Like, did you have to do any of it remotely, or did you guys still like do it all in house, or like how did you guys go about that? Like with like virtual production, like was did like Fiona, was she like, were you there physically, or was it just you just did the VA over it?
I just did VA. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that was like planned. So like we started. We've been using Unreal for a couple of years. Shout out to Christina and Dave, who've been kind of like, because I was busy on Genlock and stuff like that, but we were picking with it. One of the pieces of content that I'm really proud of that we used Unreal Engine for, you probably might not even recognize it if you watched it, is that the fight between Might Guy and All Might. That's Unreal. Like that whole cartoony anime, it was on 2, so it kind of looks like a mix between Spider-Verse and what's the Dragon Ball Z Fighters, like that whole type of animation style. So that's Unreal. So we've been using Unreal for a while. On this show, the challenge was the budget was questionable.
I can imagine. Yeah.
So we the challenge was trying to use what we had to make something new and make it look something like again, if you guys watch that first episode, it looks like $1 million.
Right.
And it's because we use the Unreal Engine and stuff like that. So just a quick on the process. Basically, what we do is we animate the shots and then we import those shots into Unreal as sequences, right? So you know what sequences as sequences. So basically, we're rendering out cinematics in the engine. And that's pretty much what we do. Now, we do have the option. To use the virtual camera. And there's 2 ways we can use that. We can go into the environment live. So if there wasn't COVID, I actually probably would have brought Fiona in. But as soon as we picked up at the beginning of our production, we all got sent home. Right. And I personally don't like doing things remotely because as an animator and being in North America, our internet is trash everywhere. Everyone's internet is trash. Right. Don't let people with fiber fool you. It's all trash.
It is. We don't even get fiber speed. We don't even get fiber speed.
I got fiber, man. Why you lagging there? We did a test where we recorded people in suits in live in motion builder in combination with the engine, and we can get movements that way. But now what we do is we do all the animation. We can shoot it to our motion builder, and then we can go in with the camera and film around the animation that's already been done. And then we also take that and put it into Unreal. And in Unreal, we have access to a bunch of effects and stuff like that. And it's really like playing Minecraft.
Yeah. Like being a god in a way.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. And then it cuts down on render time because I can render 6,000 frames of 4K raw animation, real 4K in like 60 seconds. In like 60 seconds, you know.
That's
and
dope.
even some of the animators on our team, they're like, my machine can't do 4K. Well, become the director. They give you a better computer. But yeah,
are you using RTX by the way? Are you using any RTX material, like assets at all, or not assets, but like setup at all for any of your scenes at all, or is it just not using any RTX technology?
Yeah, we're not using any RTX technology now. So even though the show looks great, it is we are using, like, we haven't updated our Unreal in forever. And it's because we are familiar with the current version. I mean, with the version we started with. So we didn't want to take any chances in the middle of our duct tape together production. So we're not using, not too much new or different technology from what we started for. But there's a lot of those options and stuff that we're kind of checking out and researching for next time.
Yeah, for anybody who's interested in the podcast, another good example of this is like The Mandalorian. I think they did a whole thing about that as well, where like what you guys doing with The Mandalorian is kind of simple, except for like there's not physical people, but you guys
they were replacing the backgrounds in real time and stuff like that, which is pretty dope. And that's what everyone brings up. They're like, oh yeah, like The Mandalorian. I'm like, oh, not really.
Yeah. Not really. They're complicated. Yeah, it's more complicated than that. So what made you guys were you the one that made the call on the using Unreal Engine 4, or was it like someone else at Rooster Teeth that
they didn't give us a choice? Like,
really? They just said
we were part of I was part of an older group called Screw Attack.
I remember them.
Yeah, I remember them.
Like, they make Death Battle. Well, they did, and then Rooster Teeth was like, nah, give me that.
Acquisition.
So when they acquired us, Ruby and Genlock, they had the render farm on lock, and we was like, can we get a little bit of space? Can we get some render times? And they was like, nah. So I had to build a render farm inside a $1 million studio, just for our little show, Death Battle. And I was like, we ain't gonna be able to do this. So that's when we really seriously start looking into Unreal. But then I got pulled away to do Genlock. So again, my homegirl Christina, they went ahead and they did a bunch of episodes with Unreal, and they really figured it out. And then when I got freed up, I jumped in and I was like, okay, cool. Let me take what y'all did. I'm gonna put more work into it. And then we made a pilot called Action Bots, which is pinned on my Twitter page. So that was like my first directorial show, and that show is nowhere to be found because they didn't put it out. But anyway, that is also in Unreal. So then at that point, we was like, okay, we got it. We can figure this out. We made some more high profile shows with Unreal, like the Wonder Woman versus She-Ra, Might Guy versus All Might. And then slowly but surely, we kind of started figuring it out. And then this is our first big production with the technology.
Man, you talking all this technical jargon and stuff. I'm actually curious. Fuck y'all. Listen.
I'm sorry. I'm a nerd. I like
guys, you motherfuckers is nerdy, dog. Y'all are nerdy.
People will appreciate it later.
They're gonna appreciate it. No, that ass on a different note to like kind of sway the conversation.
For sure.
I'm actually curious to how you got, because I'm just gonna take an educated guess here and I'm gonna say there's probably not a lot of people of color in your field. Like, what are some of the steps that you took to actually becoming an animator for someone like Rooster Teeth? Did you go to school? Did you do it like teach yourself? Like, what did you do?
Yeah. So it's one of those things to where like you're right. Like growing up, it was either you go work in a factory or I don't fucking know.
Yeah, Detroit. Else. That's all I got is factories. Facts.
Only factories.
No, he right. Don't even lie, bro. You either work at Chrysler, Ford, GM, or you do music. I don't fucking know.
Or basketball.
Yeah,
play sports. Yeah, play sports.
I really just real talk. There was a dude. Monty Oum. Like, I don't know if y'all like heard of him. He used to do Dead Fantasy. He the one who made Ruby. So when I went to game design, I want to do game design. So I went to ITT Tech Institute, which is a fake school. So I learned how to use Photoshop, and that was it. And then after that, real talk, man, I just really started teaching myself. I was, looking at YouTube stuff, messing with stuff. If you go to my Facebook, which I don't use, but like in the history dumps, you will see some real early trash animation. It's awful. And then I just kept doing it. I was working every job under the sun. Had a little kid, had to keep working ins and outs, temporaries. And then on the side, I would just literally when I came home from work, I was just grinding. I was up all night, practicing, renting computers from Rent a Center, working odd jobs, doing all this other stuff. And then at some point when I was at Netflix, that's when Death Battle reached out to me and it was like, yo, you want to animate for us? And I was like, have you looked at my stuff? It's terrible. Like, what are you, me? Are you sure? But really that was the kick in the butt that kind of gave me that extra boost to really, really, really like, okay, this is it. Like take it to the next level. So I worked for them freelance for a little bit. I used that time to kind of like, when you're doing art, the problem with doing art on your own is you don't have a deadline. So you don't really have anything to push you, you know what I'm saying, to try to like get it done in an acceptable way. Working for them, that's what I needed. How can I make this look as good? How can I push myself? How can I learn? So shoot, I was at Netflix call center, working on the computer, animating, trying to figure stuff out, pushing that little whack ass computer as far as it can go. And then shortly after that, they called me. They was like, hey, yo, you want to come to Dallas and 3D animate for us? And I was like, yeah, ain't nobody I know from home got jobs out of the state or whatever. So I was a little nervous on that, but I came down to Detroit, same thing, grinding, did my thing, was flying back and forth home, sleeping under my desk, eating gas station food, up all night. Like I was really, really, really pushing like a lot of, and I think, a lot of my, friendships and relationships and family stuff kind of suffer, but like, it's one of those things to where like, I don't regret it because like,
I bet they respect you now. They respect you a whole lot.
For sure. I only had myself to like rely on. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Dallas by myself. My friends came years after, but I was in Dallas by myself. Only black person in this company, literally the only one, like one, until Noel came. And I was, again, sleeping under desks. They had a couch in my office. I built mocap from scratch using PlayStation Eyes.
Wow.
Like, for real.
I'm glad you telling this entire story for all the people that's listening and all the young folks that's listening. This man did not go to school. He just said he worked his ass off and got on YouTube and learned the shit. You can do whatever the fuck you want with the internet. So that was actually a really dope story. I'm actually curious to hear some of yours, Fiona. How did you actually get into content creation?
Hold on, before we get to her, Tori, appreciate that. Because first of all, it's three things. One, you self-taught yourself, so that's amazing. And you say that school ain't shit, which a lot of schools really ain't shit.
Legit, it was fake. Like it was a news article and everything. Like they were scamming people. So I didn't.
Experience is everything.
Two, you're from the Midwest, and I suffer the same issue because I'm from St. Louis. So people were like, "Oh, why are you trying to go to Florida?" And you was like, "Yo, I have this opportunity. I'm going there. Like, I'm not worried about what my friends or what my family's going to say. Like, eventually, you will be able to come back and say, hey, this is what I've done. Like, wasn't it worth it for me to go?" And three, again, you were able to come back after you put in the time and effort, and you're like, yo, like this is what I have become. Like either you're gonna love it or you're not, but you understand, and I would hope that you respect why I made this decision to move.
Yeah, my family, we don't talk that much. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because like there's animosity or whatever. Like I feel like my family, my sisters, my mama, we super cool. And they understood. And if anything, my sisters, they look at me like, dang, how can I want to leave. You know what I'm saying? I want to do this. I want to do that. And I didn't know what the fuck was going to happen in Dallas. I was going to go there and fail and get another job. And now I'm living in Dallas working at Target. Like I didn't know. The only thing I could do was work. You know what I'm saying? Like work up all night. Just keep going. Like I have to keep going. I have to do this. I have to make something. And that's really just what I encourage people to do. But go ahead, Fiona. I want to know too. I want to know.
You want to know? You want to know? Well, honestly, it's I also didn't really go to school either. Like 100%. I went to a fashion school in New York because that's what I thought I wanted to do, like design clothes. But really that wasn't what I wanted to do, but I went there anyways. I did 2 years and then I said, fuck this. I started streaming. I started just building my following like that. From there, I realized that I was pretty good on camera, so I decided to find some gigs. I was able to get on Overwatch, the Overwatch World Cup, and host that, and that really took off. Me getting some really good gigs after that. And from there, I've been able to make content, YouTube content, and Rooster Teeth found me, and they took me in as an achievement hunter. So that's pretty much the synopsis of my life. But really, it was just a lot of hard work and trying to build this following from the ground up, realizing how high key racist the gaming community is.
You're not wrong.
Like,
you're not wrong.
You never really think of that. Like I wasn't, I played games. But I was never really involved in just the gaming community in general. And like just jumping into streaming, it just became so aware to me. Like I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Just to like racist and sexist, and it's just not good. I was not having a good time in the beginning, but I think that helped me get angry, and I feel like me being angry got me more motivated to do more shit and tell them otherwise. Like, yeah. I'm colored. I'm a woman and I can do this shit.
Colored.
She said that in the chat. I was like, what the fuck, master?
I say colored because every time I say I'm black, because I am 50-50, people love to just come after me for that. So I'm gonna say colored right now, but I am a black woman.
Of course.
Yeah, shout that shit.
I didn't write colored in my scripts, so you black to me.
Bro, they said, I don't
when
know,
did the one
bro.
drop rule stop working?
I get it. There's people who obviously don't, I don't know, they just want to find everything that's wrong with what I say, but like,
sure.
I say I'm a black woman, they're like, but they're like, you're half. I'm like, well, I'm a black woman. Fuck off. But anyways,
is the best.
so they can see, like, fuck off. So it's been a wild ride, but now that I'm able to be in this production with Torrian and doing Red versus Blue, it made me realize that I need this show to work. I'll be honest, I've never watched one episode of Red versus Blue.
Even worse than me.
For real, like I have not watched one episode. I had no interest.
Wait,
like,
have you at least watched the first episode with you in it?
Yes, absolutely. The old RBB, I have had no interest to watch that, like for real. And I think there's a lot of people who are on the same boat as me.
Yeah.
And I think that this new season is going to be the entry point.
Yeah.
For people, because
I think somebody asked earlier, like, what was the target audience, and like that's our target audience, because like, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But like, black kids like cool, nerdy, geeky shit too.
No, we do. It's levels. It's levels to it. Like, I'm not the biggest nerd, but no, it's levels.
No, but yeah, like I feel like black people make up for the majority of just nerdy content. Really, like. For real, like
but people don't have
most.
us in mind when they make it.
No, absolutely not. They have the white man in mind.
Right.
And this
the
is
white
why,
little boy.
like, this is why a lot of people are pushing for equal representation, and we've been seeing it a lot more in the past few years. Like not only with gaming, but like with movies and stuff. Like it's a lot of things. So I agree. Like representation is a must, and I think that with that being said, if we do get a lot more representation, that'll probably because I think that a lot of people, especially black people, we kind of we were nerds in silence. Like I remember back in the day, no one really talked about anime. We talked about Dragon Ball Z, of course. That's probably one of the most popular animes anybody knows. But
I couldn't talk about the Inuyasha opening at lunch.
Nah, in fact, I only talked about it with my little group of friends, back in the day. But nowadays, anime is cool as fuck. So everybody talks about it. So it's a ton of black people that talk about it. So it's something like that.
Yeah, there's a huge audience that I know is gonna love RBB
Sure.
Zero. Well, RBB Zero, I'm gonna say, because I don't know if they're gonna fuck with the other RBB. I'll be honest, I don't know if they will, but I know for a fact that they will fuck with RBB Zero. And I feel like it's a good entry point now, because how many seasons has it been? Just RBB
don't even
in
worry
general?
about it.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, exactly. That's why.
Look, it was 14 seasons or something.
It's 14 seasons. I'm
17 seasons or some shit like that.
There's no entry point for me. I'm 24. I didn't really grow up with RBB. That shit's crazy to me. So I was like, okay, there's no entry point for me, but RBB Zero. And with the music,
which I was literally just about to say that, even with the music, right?
Just the music.
People have been DMing me bro, what? I ain't never heard music like this in any RT content.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't even know that's what they liked, or that's what they was going for. And I'm like, that's
well, they didn't. They had to have you. They had to have you.
You know how universal hip hop is,
I think the reason they probably don't target us like that is because people have unconscious bias. Like they may not necessarily, there are racist people, but then I've learned as I've gotten older, some people just they're unconscious of their ways and their ignorance. And an example I can think of is like back in the Xbox 360 era, like whenever I would hop in the lobby and I would speak, nobody believed I was black because they didn't think black people had internet. And I think there's a lot of people out there that still think black people don't have. No, I'm dead ass. People used to tell me, because my original name on Xbox Live was Agent 00 Negro, and they would be like, "You're not black. Black people don't have internet." And like I think it's a lot of people out there that's still.
That's such a low like.
So they're like, why appeal to black people? They don't have internet. Like they think we all are just hood boogers or something.
Yeah, Xbox Live was a crazy place. Like they used to always say, "Hey man, did you steal your Xbox?" I'm like, "You serious, bro? Like, come on now, like for some crazy things."
Bro, what?
Yeah, that happens even now. I remember like it was like, what was it, last year or this year? I think it was. Yeah, it was this year. It was like I was playing Valorant and like literally like someone said the N-word and stuff like that, and it was like, "Yo, bro, like relax."
Steal today?
Yeah, steal.
100%.
And so when I challenged him on it, he said, "Well, you're not black," and then I was streaming when it was happening, and like it was hilarious because it's still clipped on my channel. It's hilarious because like he goes through this whole argument, and I literally like break down. I was like, "Bro, don't you think you shouldn't be doing that?" And we had like this very long conversation about like why you shouldn't do that and stuff like that. But for like the first 10 minutes of it, he didn't believe I was black. So then I was like, "All right, I bet you $10 right now you can send in my Cashapp that I'm black." And he's like, "You're not black." "All right, bet it." And so I sent him my Twitch channel, and he was like, you could hear it, like he was like talking all this like shit, and then when you can hear him like clicking and checking it, and he sees me, and then he sees me actually in his game. He freezes and he says, "Yo, I'm sorry, man." And it's like this immediate drop in change. Yeah, it's very jarring.
What is it? And we don't have to steer just to this whole fucking race thing, but like, what does it fucking matter? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Like, you shouldn't want to do it either.
I'm about to fucking no scope you anyway. Like, fuck if I was blue or not. I'm about to shoot the fuck out of you and your team. What's up?
Right.
I love talking shit in video games, but never once do I don't instantly go to like a racial slur. Like I just talk about getting trash or a bum or something.
I be talking cash money shit. Like I be talking cash dying on the ground, dead, respawning, still talking shit.
Yeah.
Whatever. You ain't gonna kill me again.
It is what it is, though. So what do you feel like this season does different in specific compared to the previous seasons?
I mean, you've seen the first episode,
the animation.
I
mean, the animation, the fight scenes.
How do I exit the Discord?
He said, "I'm out of here." No, I mean,
go ahead, Fiona.
Well, first of all, like
you've seen a couple episodes.
I have. The fight scenes are crazy. Like that shit's crazy. I can't even explain it in words, but that shit's just crazy. And then the animation is so much more. It's so much more than what RVB was. And I don't know. I mean, like the story, just like what you said, Torrian. It's like you wanted to recreate that feeling of you woke up Saturday morning, you're eating your cereal, and you're watching your morning cartoons.
Yeah, that's something Noel, our producer, he be saying or whatever.
Noel, yeah.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what it is, man. So like, I think to get somebody into a show that they ain't never fuck with before at all is to make it just like as welcoming as possible. You know what I'm saying? Our first episode is just fucking a shitstorm of like just action, colors, little funny lines, cool characters, and it don't get too deep in the story or anything like that. And it got cool music, and you know what I'm saying?
It's hype. That's the word. It's hype.
It's hype. Yes.
Exactly.
And that makes you want to stick around. Like, okay,
right.
Let me check out the next one, and then the next one open up, boom, same energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
next one open up, boom,
it's
same
hype.
energy.
At the end of it, you want to see more because you're just like, bro, my adrenaline. It's just hype. I don't know, and I never, just. Looking back
RVB's never been hype.
Never, yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah,
it's never been to the point where it's like, oh, you're excited, really.
It was very dude bro from what I remember.
It's very dude bro, exactly. That's exactly it.
You're absolutely right.
It's dude bro, and I
watched a little bit of it the other day for some reason, and it's like old gay jokes, college humor, and I'm like, what the?
It's like the frat bros, the bro. Yeah, it's dude bro. I mean, at that time, it was probably great, and
for sure,
people loved it, But I think we're in a new age. It's 2020.
And we just trying to make something hype, man. Like we ain't trying to make no Citizen Kane. We ain't trying to get deep in your psyche with no story or nothing. We want, We want to see some cool shit. People flipping around. This is the platinum games of RVB. This is the.
That's actually a very good comparison.
This is a Devil May Cry.
You should put that as a trailer for it. Platinum Games, though,
I don't know, man. Platinum Games made Korra and Ninja Turtles. Which one are we talking about?
Hey, but they made Nier Automata.
They had to, man.
They had
to pay the bills.
They took some L's. They took some L's.
Because then they used that money to make Nier. Come on now.
Automata. I can tell them they need to play it, but they don't play it.
You got
me. We'll totally shit on Platinum Games. But just prepare though. When people see this first episode again, and it might have been in the trailer as well, but just prepare for the comments of, I don't know about this music. What's up with this rap music?
We already got that.
So we already got that. Surprisingly enough, though, not as much as I thought.
Not as much as I thought. I'll be honest. Not as much. Yeah, I was checking Reddit right after it got, just to make sure people are talking shit.
Music, though.
I would hope so.
I think they do.
I would hope so, because we've been through decades, pretty much all my life. Every single commercial that you look at, like, there's a classic rock song that's in there, and we see the shift in, you know, who advertises in what market that they want to hit as well. And we still see these comments, unfortunately. And that, again, goes back to T-Bates, what he said about the unconscious bias. It's something that you're not used to, but it's like, bruh, like, either you're going to like it or you don't. But don't say that you don't like the entire content just because of, you know, some songs that you may not be able to relate to. Like, just get used to it. I never complain about a rock song. Like, I know about all the classic rock songs. I hear them every single day in every commercial that I look at.
I will put some 30 Seconds to Mars on right now. What's up?
It was funny, like, to see the backlash that NetherRealm got for that Mortal Kombat trailer when they put 21 Savage. Well, hold on, check it out. They put, in my opinion, it made complete sense to put 21 Savage in a Mortal. It's a bloody ass fighting game. And then also, if we keep it, let's keep it real. If you're familiar with the FGC, a large portion of them are black, so it made sense. I'm like, why are y'all so mad?
And that one ain't even fucking with the Wiz Khalifa one from 10.
Yep.
They were using
that shit was dope.
As an example,
the launch trailer with the old and the new music mixing together, that was brilliant. That was like one of the best trailers.
Right. So that's what I was gonna bring up. Right. So they put that trailer out, right, because whoever's in that marketing department is smart.
Yeah, that was real smart on that.
They're smart. And then they put out the second trailer with some music that everybody will fuck with. You know what I'm saying? And that's just smart marketing. And that's NetherRealm being like, yeah, there's gonna be some naysayers, because there definitely was some naysayers from that Wiz Khalifa one. But they must have seen some type of impact, right? Or they wouldn't have done it again. That's just good business. Or they was like, fuck them, which is also cool, and did whatever they want to do, which I feel like NetherRealm does. Side note, we're some weird connection umbrella up under Warner as well as NetherRealm. But that ain't nothing. Same plug for them.
Right. Well, I
appreciate that though. He does the same thing with his video game that's coming up. So he has rap music in there too, and a lot of people, like, in our audience, like, they were dumb hype about it. So I hope that, you know, that continues and people just, you know, end up embracing, you know, the different type of music that you can hear from trailers and video game soundtracks, OSTs.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right.
No doubt.
Yeah.
What was you about to go ahead? Go ahead, Fiona. What was you about to say?
I was just gonna say, like, in terms of RBB Zero, like, and the reception of it, I just want to say, Rooster Teeth in general, you know, I think is getting changed for the good, and I feel like the audience now is a lot more open to different things.
Yes.
I feel like before it was very, just like you said, it was very dude bro, and people didn't accept change. And I feel like now, after everything that's happened, RT is going into a direction that is just a lot more accepting, and the audience as well. And I think that's why it's perfect that RBB Zero is coming out right now. I feel like we won't see as much hate as we expected to, because we're just like in a new age of RT.
It's just them moving forward with the times. You know what I'm saying? Even if you just want to look at it from like a make sense standpoint, like, it's you moving forward with the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fucking channel called College Humor is not what it was, it used to be, because times are moving. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Things
you kind of either get with it, or you get lost, or you get left behind.
You for real, you get left behind. And like, we're taking this bigger stance of like, we're not letting shit go anymore. Like, we're not letting shit fly anymore. Like, if you're gonna be a bitch about it, go bitch about it somewhere else. Like, not here. We don't want it here.
Yeah.
And I think, I think it's
lastly,
just good.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Fiona. I'm tripping.
No, I just think it's good for RBB in general, just for the reception of it. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay. Yo, I'm not gonna hold you. I did not expect to talk about that for like 40 minutes. That's why I'm over here updating the notes because I know y'all busy. I want to hold up to you.
No, it's all good, bro. It's all good.
It's all good.
With that being said, the show drops October 19th. What platforms is it going to be available on?
It's going to be on Rooster Teeth first, on the Rooster Teeth at roosterteeth.com, and I believe it's going to go to YouTube shortly after that.
Cool. There you have it. Red versus Blue 0. Look out for it.
What's going on, y'all? It's UTXJG to die, 1/3 of the Gaming Illuminati podcast. And you know all the things that we love to do for ourselves, but haven't done it for whatever reason. Now, for me, I always want a straighter teeth and a better smile. Well, I'm done putting it off. And thanks to Candid Straightening, my teeth is simpler, easier, and more comfortable than ever. Candid clear aligners are comfortable, removable, and practically invisible, unlike wire braces, so you can transform your smile without anybody noticing. Plus, your treatment is prescribed and monitored remotely by a licensed orthodontist who's an expert on tooth movement, and it's all done from the comfort and convenience of your own home. Candid only works with orthodontists, never general dentists like other companies. Plus, your supervisor orthodontist will be with you every step of the way. With Candid, your treatment includes remote monitoring by the same orthodontist who created your plan, so you never have to wonder how you're doing. You're always going to know, and I love that. The average Candid treatment is just 6 months. You'll start seeing results way before then, and it costs thousands less than braces. So, are you ready to start straightening your teeth today? Right now, all my listeners can save $75 on Candid Starter Kit. Go to candidco.com/GI and use code GI. That's candidco.com/GI, code GI. Take advantage of the limited time offer to save $75 on your starter kit. candidco.com/GI, code GI.
With that being said, let's talk a little bit about a little gaming, what's going on in the gaming sphere. Since the last podcast, one of the biggest stories to hit the net was Microsoft purchased ZeniMax, which is like an umbrella. They own Bethesda, Arcane, all the big games like Dishonored, Wolfenstein, Elder Scrolls for $7.2 billion. What?
Drop that bag.
They walked in. He walked in and was like, how much? And they was like,
I'm correct. 7.5. My bad. 7.5.
He was like, how much?
More, yeah.
And they were like, how much for what? And he was like, how much?
How much?
So what? What's the name? Ethos is our residential Xbox Game Pass cheerleader. So I'm actually curious to hear your take. What do you think this means for Xbox owners in the industry?
Oh, this is a game changer, 100%. If this doesn't change it, this changes the industry completely. This changes the whole dynamic of the quote unquote console wars. I don't give a crap about that stuff, but I think like overall the main thing is that like Xbox has games. Xbox has now has some really some franchises now that are pretty big. They're
but really from the one. I guess I know it's not just one purchase, but do they really have that many more games from this purchase?
Oh yeah, it's a big umbrella.
Yeah,
they get
Dishonored,
Alpha.
Doom. They get Doom. Doom is notorious.
They
get Starfield, Quake, Rage, The Evil Within,
any Elder Scroll game, any Fallout game, all this.
Wolfenstein, Dishonored, they're getting a
lot
of it.
Okay. They grab all of it. Yeah, and I mean, there's this question of will they still come to PlayStation? And I'm it's kind of hard for me to justify to an executive that I would spend $7.5 billion and then just give it to my competition. That kind of wouldn't make sense to me. Kind of insane. I would slander Xbox, but that'd be really stupid to do.
But they did that with Minecraft though, right?
Yeah, but Minecraft is
Minecraft had been around for 10 years before Microsoft. I actually don't even know why they acquired it because it had been around for so long.
It's that, and they're that said, but they're kind of doing that now with all the exclusive stuff or any games that they already had in development that were promised on PS5 and whatever else. They're okay, no, we'll keep the promise. We're not gonna screw y'all and be nope, we're taking it off now. So that's nice that at least they're keeping that for people who pre-order, but I'm assuming for all the future games that they're working on, the ones that we haven't seen yet, they're going to be it comes out on Xbox, it comes out on PC, and then it comes out on the Xbox, what is it called, Cloud thing? So
xCloud.
xCloud.
Yeah. So I think this is I mean, this is like a really big deal.
So it's basically like, you know how Netflix is like, you'll sign up for Netflix and they got other shit, but they also got their own studios to make the baller shit, like Oakstar and stuff like that. So we got other stuff on our Game Pass, but we also got this baller shit, you know, this original programming. Okay.
And for like to give people understand like the scale of why this is so big, and like it's nothing to like just be like, oh, whatever. It's like the money they spent on this is bigger than when Disney bought Marvel and Disney bought Star Wars. Like I think those were like
that's a good
billion.
That's
it's like just to give you a scale idea of how much money is on.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
we ain't for sale. I bet you
Microsoft ain't playing.
Yeah, Microsoft like really was like, all right, y'all kept making fun of us saying we ain't got no games. All right, bet we'll Thanos this.
Hey, get that, knock that wall down. Get the money out.
I literally feel like someone needs to do like a Phil Spencer meme of like Phil Spencer's head on Thanos and like going to grab the glove, and then him just like grabbing the gems or like grabbing different like game studios and publishers and like acquiring them. And this kind of goes into like the Game Pass thing, which is now like the Game Pass is just insane. Like, I'm about to buy it in like a month or something like that. Like now, like Doom's now going to be on there. They're putting all the Bethesda games now on there on October the 1st. The amount of value you get, and then you can play them all like on your mobile phone. Like that's for $15. Like that's insane. That's like what you were talking about, Torrian. Like it's like Netflix now. It's like they're building like a Netflix platform.
So
man, if I play more games, it'd be worth it. But go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say at first I was kind of like whatever about this deal, because in my opinion, I feel like most people who play Bethesda games, they play them on PC. I mean, that's where the mod community is. Yeah. But then after about a week of sitting on this, I guess this is a really good thing, because when you think about it, Bethesda games fucking suck when it comes to optimization. So in my opinion, there's less of a risk, because like for you two, Bethesda has bricked my PC twice with blue screens with 2 different games. So it's like I'm it's War Bethesda with me. I don't buy their games. So now I can go to the Xbox Game Pass and just pay $10 a month to get access to the games instead of paying $60 to brick my PC. Yeah. I was like, it's less risk in it. So I was like, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at the deal.
TBH just had a very bad experience with these games, unfortunately.
I watching the uninstalls. I mean, it was like
the live uninstall.
Now me, I'm a huge Wolfenstein fan. So like there are Bethesda games that I mess with. I don't mess with Fallout for real. I don't really mess with Elder Scrolls, but I love Dishonored. I love Wolfenstein, and Doom it's probably about to be my game of the year, unless, but it's very, very close, because we gotta see what happens. But Doom was really freaking good, so I love that. So I was kind of with TBH. I was like, when I first saw the news, I was like, there really ain't nothing. Like, what games do they really have? But then when you look at the list here, it makes a lot of sense. But I think the main thing about this is that hopefully now that Microsoft has Bethesda under their wing, maybe they can drop a little bit more cash to help them with this engine, because again, it goes back to what TBH is saying. The engine is shit. Like it really no way to put it. Yeah, the engine is really bad. For all the Fallout, Fallout 76, and
then we gotta give up 5%. Hell no.
And Elder Scrolls, like there are the people who are like super fans, and they'll just ignore it. Like, but they've literally invested thousands of hours into like those 2 games alone. So wouldn't it, make more sense if you actually, after all this time, if money was an issue, that you take the time and update your engine, or just get a brand new engine and make them into something that doesn't crash and doesn't have like a shit ton of bugs every single game that comes out. So that's really the goal that I'm hoping that this achieves. But like looking at this entire list of like what Xbox Game Studios has now, I was like, I still really wasn't impressed. Besides like Ninja Theory, like I love Hellblade. Rare, I don't really care about anymore. Obsidian, for some people, not really for me, but Obsidian is a big deal. The coalition with Gears, not so much for me anymore. 343 Industries with Halo, not so much for me anymore.
But it goes back to the Netflix example, right?
Yeah, I was like whatever, but But now it's a bigger deal. Now I feel like with these games added to the list, that Microsoft is really coming to play. Like they've been laughed at for a while. I even laughed at them. I'm like, why would I get that? I'm like, I'm good. And I'm still good because I can play these games on PC. But for all the for all the Sony people that are thinking these games are going to come over, like this gives you an ample reason to either get you an Xbox now or get you a PC. So,
Fiona, how you feeling about this?
Listen, I mean, Microsoft is going to just take over at this point. I'll be honest, I'm not like a huge Xbox person.
Nobody is. It's okay.
I used to be,
yeah.
but no.
I used to be. Yeah, I know. So
I wish the way I'd be defending them, they give me something, but they don't. So
right.
Microsoft, throw me the Game Pass, bro.
right. Yeah. So I mean, I'm a fan of Bethesda, like Wolfenstein. I love that fucking game. So I'm excited, but I just want to see what happens. High key, we'll see what really happens because who knows at this point. I don't know. 2020 be doing some crazy things, so I don't trust. I don't trust anything anymore. Like for real. So yeah, that's how I feel about it.
I'd tell you this much: they said that they were doing an engine revamp, and I rolled my eyes because I'm like,
okay, but that's
I'm like, how about a new one?
Yeah, how about I don't know.
I think at this point they need to just gut it and do a new one, and that's what I go back to. Like Microsoft, hopefully can help them just make a brand new engine from scratch because I think at this point we don't need a revamp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, that's the Bethesda stuff. Another big story, this actually just got announced yesterday, is Amazon just announced a streaming service they're calling Luna. And it was so funny.
I'm sorry, my bad. Your show. I mean to cut you off. All right.
Check it out. I'm not gonna lie. I had the same reaction. I was like, here we go again, another streaming service. And then I actually read a little bit more and I watched the videos on it. And I found it's pretty interesting, their business model that they're doing. So first and foremost, what's different is their controller is a special controller that connects directly to the Amazon servers. So they're touting that it's going to have no latency compared to the competition, like Google Stadia.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. That doesn't make any sense.
And then on top of that, they're doing something where they're calling it channels. So there's the first channel they're going to have is the Amazon Plus channel, and it'll be $5.99 a month, and it'll come with like a list of curated games. There's Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Control, Resident Evil 7. There's like 20 games that's going to be on that channel for only $5 a month. And then they said they plan on implementing more channels in. So there's going to be like a Ubisoft channel, a EA channel. And if you love their games, you can subscribe to them for like $5 a month or whatever that they choose to charge for that. And it requires no console. My only question about this is this going to be connected to Xbox or PlayStation servers? Because like, let's say I play like multiplayer games. The problem with Google Stadia is if you play a multiplayer game, it's connected to Google servers. So like, let's say you play 2K, you can't, the game is going to be completely dead because there's not anybody from the other servers playing.
Damn, for real? That's how that works?
Yeah, like
exactly.
there's a YouTuber named Agent who did a video. He played 2K on Google Stadia. There was literally 2 people on the server because it's not connected to Microsoft or PlayStation servers, bro. It was. I'm curious about that. I'm like, it doesn't matter though. So
you know the answer to that question. It's most likely going to be no. It's going to be the Google Stadia. Yeah, and that is the problem. That's really the main problem. That's what I was going to get to. Like, it doesn't matter how much that we're progressing with technology. It doesn't matter, how you're trying to make gaming more accessible. People aren't excited about the Google Stadia and Amazon Luna and the xCloud. We're not excited about these things yet. Do you know what people are excited about? They're excited about the new graphics cards. They're excited about the Xbox Series X. They're excited about the PS5. We are still in that era where consoles and the PCs are going to rule. And unless you find a way to make sure that you integrate with everybody else, you're not going to win. It doesn't matter how good this technology is compared to the Google Stadia. That is exactly the reason, because I got excited too. The technology, it looks great.
xCloud is actually not bad. It's honestly, I used it. It's not bad.
I did sign up for like the little xCloud, god damn it, xCloud beta shits, and I fucked with it for a little bit. It was actually pretty dope, and I was on my phone on Wi-Fi, and I was like, damn, okay.
Well, that's cool because it's Microsoft, right? It's Microsoft, but Amazon and Google, they feel like they're so big that they don't need to play with everybody else. You know what I mean?
They got the biggest dick, right? They think they're like, bad people are gonna come. No, but for real, like they think bad people, we're gonna take over. It's like, no, you're not. Because
they don't put money into customer acquisition. You know what I'm saying? They put the money into the tech. And it was like, we got tech. I'm say, cool. Well, how are you gonna get?
People?
Bro,
how you gonna get 50 million people to drop PlayStation to come over to this fucking streaming?
Right.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. There's no way. I'm gonna go back to my PS5 if I get it. You know, so
I got one to sell. You want one?
I got 3.
I swooped in. I had to get the more expensive bundle, boy. But I got
we lucked up, so I'll let me be on. I'm serious, you boy.
Listen, I hit you up.
For sure. Do it all.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Like it's like so. Ain't nobody playing on it, then what's the fuck the point? Like
we're all in the general consensus. It's interesting, but nobody wants to try this shit.
Man, no one's gonna do it. Like, no one's gonna do it.
I'll try it. Like this will pretty much be like a single player machine if I get into it. But other than that, anything multiplayer now is dead.
No,
like I'll be playing with y'all if y'all get it. That's it.
It's also like another fucking thing, man. There's so
I'm done. I'm done.
Becoming saturated once again.
I'm over it.
I tell you this much. I'm personally, you're not wrong about the subscriptions part.
I'm tired.
I'm personally not interested in Amazon Luna, but what I will say is Amazon does own Twitch, so I have a sneaky suspicion that there will be some type of integration into Twitch.
Oh, so for sure.
If Amazon is cutting checks for Twitch streamers, just know that we love Amazon Luna over here, and feel free to reach out to me.
I registered today. I got it in there.
Where's the beta?
Let me in there.
Oh my goodness. You got any takes on this, Ethos?
This is why, again, Microsoft is smart and thinking about the long game, because Microsoft solves the only problem.
Yeah, what you over there eating?
Eating something.
I've been in a pizza.
No, it's all good. I fucks with it. I was just saying, like, you sound different.
No, man, I'm kind of hungry, man.
That just sound good as fuck. It sound good.
It was good. It was good pizza. Look. At the end of the day, for me to shill the Xbox, because apparently I'm an Xbox fan. This is kind of why Microsoft's kind of, I hate myself too. The reason why like Microsoft's kind of smart in the long game is that Microsoft solves those issues, because that's why they're doing this whole play everywhere, play with everyone, play anywhere. Like that solves this issue of, well, you know, if I'm stuck with this like group of people and I can't, but on xCloud, you play with people who are on Xbox, and Xbox is cross-playing with PC. Xbox is also cross-playing with other games as well. They're promoting cross-play. So essentially, you solve that issue. And then that would make it where now it's like, all they got to figure out is cross-saving too. And I think Destiny is the only one right now that does Destiny 2, where like, I can play it on my phone.
Bugs with Destiny.
Yeah,
sorry.
I can. Oh no, I like Destiny 2 too as well. But like, you could go out on the go, you know, doing your like travel, maybe you're on the bus, something like that. You play it on your phone. You head home, you plug into your Xbox in your living room, you're playing it there, and then maybe you're going to be on your PC, you can hop on your PC and you're playing the same game there. You like immediately resume on any of those platforms.
You've been gaming all day. He ain't got no work done. He was at work on that. On
your phone.
He on the bus on xCloud. He
I'm gonna tell you, and the reason why Xbox knows, and the reason they know this works is, remember when the Switch came out? That's what everybody was doing when the Switch came out. The Switch just didn't have a lot of games right now, but if Xbox has they have the catalog. And, you know, they have like a Switch format thing, which is their xCloud. I'm telling you, that shit's going to sell just like the Switch did. Watch.
I tried the xCloud. It's actually not bad. It's not bad. And you get the Game Pass, you can make it work, especially if you travel a lot. Nobody travels right now, but, you know, at least I hope you know.
Yeah, cloud computing is worthless right now, because it's like we're all stuck at home. But
that's only drawback. But maybe if we can get back to normal, it'll pop off for real.
Yeah.
On the content creator side of things, Facebook Gaming announced that they will allow partnered streamers to play copyrighted music. And when I read that highlight, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, because I was like, maybe this is going to help the competition improve their platform. And then I read the article and it sounded annoying as shit. So how does it work?
Yeah, wait a minute.
They said music playing during a gaming broadcast must be in a background element, not a primary focus, of course. For example, a streamer's voice, gameplay, audio should be in the foreground. This also applies to clips made from a live stream and the VOD version of live streams. Long story short, with the article, they were saying that like only certain songs can be played, and then like a pop-up will happen being like, hey, you shouldn't be playing this while you're streaming. And like, while I'm streaming, I'm not constantly trying to be looking over at Spotify to make sure that like I'm in the red zone or whatever. So it's like, I don't know how I feel about it. It seems like they have a very limited deal. Go ahead.
Bro, imagine being Facebook. They bought Mixer. They've been trying so hard to start this gaming streaming thing. Like, they have been trying so hard. I have heard about them nonstop in my emails, in my inbox.
They offering big checks too.
They offering big checks to be streaming on Facebook, and they offered me so much at a point, and I was just like, I still don't want to do it.
Damn, that's crazy.
Nobody wants to put their government name in the chat.
Exactly. I'm here like, exactly. I'm like, bro, you really? I deleted my Facebook for a reason. I do not want to be on that platform.
Fact.
I don't either, but it's the only way I can keep up my grandma. God damn it.
For me,
soon
it's
as
like,
grandma off, I'm gonna get rid of it.
Oh my god!
You know what's crazy? Yo, first of all, whoa, my dog. Whoa, we're not just gonna slide past what you just said, bro.
Wait, what? What did I think? I said as soon as my grandma off Facebook, I'm gonna get rid of it.
We thought you were saying.
When my grandma dead.
Yeah, we thought you said dead. We were like, whoa.
Oh my god!
It's funny. I was thinking about how
Damn,
wild.
what set them off?
No love lost. Jesus.
It's so wild how Facebook used to be for like college and like high school students, and it was like hip, and now it's just for boomers.
Bro, it's fully for
100%
boomers. But so I see what they're trying to do. I get it. They just need to stop. Like, it don't make no sense for them to do this shit anymore. Like, they need to stop. They fully bought Mixer. Like, they fully bought a platform because they were trying to do something. And I don't see anyone on Facebook gaming. Like, do you know anyone who watches
I didn't even know Facebook gaming was a thing.
I don't watch anybody. They just signed King Richard though. I mean, he was pretty prominent on Twitch.
No wonder why he's not.
Yeah, go look at his Twitter. He went to Facebook. He went to Facebook. He got a big bag.
Hold on, let me take right now.
Chats.
Yeah, it's like his pinned tweet or whatever. I'll say this much: I agree with you. The platform is trash, but I don't want them to go away for the simple fact that competition is always good. Whatever they do, it's always going to make the other people do better.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, you're right. There needs to be some type of competition, but I feel bad. I feel bad for Facebook, like 100%.
Yeah, but it sounded cool in theory until you see that there's going to be pop-ups to be like, hey, don't play that. I'm like, you know what? I'd just rather not play music.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll go on Twitch.
Yeah, it's another situation where it sounded good, but I already knew the first thing, and that goes into like, you can't play everything because they probably only made a deal with like a couple of record companies. Still not every company is down for this. Like, no matter what, until like the old people die out at the top, it's going to be like this tug of war when it comes to, you can't play music from this artist, but and all that stuff. Like, 'cause they just want to control everything. They don't realize that, look, people just want to listen to the music. Again, it's not a focal point of any of our streams. We just want to listen to music while we're playing the game or just chatting or whatever. But they don't understand that. They just think that everything is stealing, and that's not the case. So I already knew that was going to be like that. But I will say, this is hopefully a step in the right direction. Because like I said, and we mentioned it before, Twitch was trying to do a similar thing with Spotify. But apparently Twitch was taking too long, and Spotify and some of the companies that were messing with Spotify were like, nah, forget this. And then that's when the DMCA strike started again with them, and everybody got shook. And, this is why this is still a hot topic, because every now and then it's like, oh, when there's a blue moon outside, like, oh, the record companies get upset, and they're like, oh, we're going to catch this person because we just heard a song from one of our biggest artists on one of their clips or something. So it's going to be a continuing battle, but hopefully, we can get some sort of resolution where, we can just play whatever we want, unless you're just blatantly playing whatever music and you're trying to get a profit off of it when it's clearly not yours. So
Right. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to the Facebook parties.
Are you going to Facebook with those?
I mean, if they throw me money, I need money for development. So hey,
there you go.
And get up out of there.
Yeah, like I said, it's gonna be a hard sell, but oof.
All right, and last but not least, Spotify, Epic, Tile Match, a bunch of other big companies, they're rallying together. They've created the Coalition of App Fairness. Basically, they're joining the fight with Epic Games to take down Apple Store, saying that it's unfair. They said, we are joining the Coalition of App Fairness to defend the fundamental rights of creators to build apps and do business directly with their customers.
So what was happening? I've been hearing about this, but I didn't really understand.
Rich people. This is how rich people fight, bro. This ain't got shit to do.
The original way this popped off is, you have to, when you have your app on the App Store, you have to give 30% of all your transactions to Apple. And Epic got tired of that, so like all their V-Bucks sales, 30% was going to Apple. So what Epic did is they created their own store to circumvent it, so they can get all the money. So Apple kicked them off the store, created this whole lawsuit, and now this argument about how Apple's unfair or whatever. But you had a hot take on this. Now a bunch of companies are banding together to create a coalition against Apple. What did you want to say about this, Jay?
So I find this very ironic that Spotify, of all people, is joining in on this and making a coalition. So it's basically like a union against Apple, against little old Apple, when they have their own podcast networks that they bought. They're actually forming a union against Spotify. I'm like, what? How? Are you kidding me? And these are podcast networks, because they've been eating up a lot of podcast networks. Spotify is very, very serious about podcasting now, because they see a lot of money in it. But they have their own people that are forming unions against them, saying that what they're doing is unfair. So how are you doing this? How does this even work? Like, you have people going against you, and then you're teaming up with Epic to go against Apple. All right. I think the main solution just to get off the platform, period. If you're going to do this, it just seems like you're crying at this point. Epic may have had an argument, but I really don't like the fact that other big companies are stepping in and, they're saying, oh, what you're doing, Apple, is unfair. Like, I would just say at this point, just like cut your losses. But obviously, Apple is too big of a platform, and a lot of people are going to be losing a ton of money if they take any of their apps out of that ecosystem. So that's really the main issue. But I don't like this. I'm just mainly pointing out Spotify at this point, because I don't really know about the other companies, but I just find it very ironic that Spotify, of all people, is doing it in a coalition when their own company is under fire right now.
Yeah.
So everything's burning within.
I don't know, man. It's like, the funny thing is like, Apple don't need these people. Like,
right.
In my opinion, like, what, like, Apple's probably over there like, that's cool. What you gonna do? Take your stuff off our thing? Cool. Where you gonna go? You gonna go to Google?
Right.
You still gonna lose money.
$2 trillion company.
Yeah, like, it's not a loss.
We will fucking build each and every one of you in our campus. Like, I don't. What?
Like, I really doubt that Apple was worried about Spotify, because that's their direct competition right now. So that's why I said Spotify joining this, I'm not surprised, but I just find it very ironic. They would not give two shits if you were like, oh, we're taking Spotify off of your platform.
We're taking Spotify off your platform.
Who cares? They have their own. Yes.
We have one of you. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. It's like,
Mr. Game Developer Ethos, what does this mean for you in your product?
It means more money for me, so I want I want Epic to win. Apple winning doesn't help me at all, but Epic winning and all these other companies winning gives me more money for my product, so I would want Epic.
But I think the other companies jumping in dilutes Epic. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was just Epic, right?
Yeah, it was just Epic.
Like,
Microsoft jumped in first.
Okay.
I think they were the first ones, which I agree. Like,
sure.
Granted, any company that jumps into this to help Epic is obviously because the end goal is we're all going to make more money off of this. Like, if they
rich
win
people
the suit,
fighting other rich people.
Right.
Yeah, if they win
when you
the
get rich,
suit,
this is what you do for
That's
entertainment.
funny.
You
That's funny.
Right.
Fight against other, like, so like if Fiona was rich as shit, and so all of us are rich as shit, right?
Uh-huh.
And now we're like, oh, I'm bored. You know what? I'm gonna attack Fiona's company.
Well, see, we're black. I'm black, so I just mind my own business. I ain't got no reason.
Pretty much. I want all my people to make money.
I'm happy with what I got. I'm like,
I'm a billionaire and I'm rich. All y'all going down.
I'll never understand that mentality.
This man stuffing his damn face.
I know you're again.
Know it.
Chop cheese.
Oh my goodness. But
that's kind of the thing, is that, like, if Epic wins, it's a lot of money. I mean, that means, like, if I put a game on if I put my game on Epic Store, if I put my game on Apple Store, then potentially what could happen is they would be forced to reduce the percentage down to, let's say, 10%, and that's way more money for me. That gives me money to develop. That gives me money to, like,
I feel that. I
get
get that.
make it last longer, make the game bigger. I have more money at the end of the day. Granted, there's obviously money, greedy, grubby people who obviously are doing this because their bottom line is just going to get bigger by Epic winning. I mean, that's obvious. Like, all the companies that fight for this is because they all have a say. That's why Spotify is doing it, because if they can screw Apple over and they have to pay less, then that means, competition wise, it makes it better. But if Epic does win, this is like this creates a huge catastrophic, like, what do they call it? Like ricochet, or not ricochet, but I forgot what they call it. I don't know the word.
I mean, does Apple still need 30? If I was Apple, I'd just throw them the little percentage cut. Like, all right, here y'all go. Like,
it's like
they could do custom deals for big companies that, like,
it's like Epic. Epic's smart about this, because, like, it's hard to call Epic a hypocrite when literally, like, they have their track record has been that like, hey, we're going to prove to you that this is BS because we're going to show you, we're going to make people that work on our store and do our stuff that you only have to pay way less, 5%, 10%. This is what we feel like is the average of what we think is needed for maintenance and stuff like this. This 30%, and I watched this whole thing. There's a Linus video too. I watched a couple of like legal videos on YouTube of lawyers talking about the lawsuit. And it seems like the 30% thing just happened because it's kind of like the music thing that Jay was talking about the old people who don't understand how times change. The digital market has changed dramatically, and back then it was just no one had a standard, so it was just like one person was like 30%, and all the rest of them were like, all right, yeah, sure, 30%. So that was it. There was no like math behind why they picked 30%. It was just like a percentage. They was like, oh, this seems fair, whatever.
It's a lot.
People just accepted it, but it's a lot. Like when you think about it, it's a lot because
you're only gonna get 50 because the other 20 is gonna go to other stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the thing that a lot of them don't forget about. Yeah, you get 40, maybe 30. Like if you think about it, like the actual devs, the people who make it, they don't even get that extra, like what they're like, well, they get 70. No, they don't. You think of the processing fees, minus 15% out of that. Any sort of like royalties, that's 5% out of that. By the end of the day, you're looking at they might get 20% of that if they're lucky. And like that's like insane. Like that's really insane for the like actual like creators. Like
there's only benefits to paying them more because with more money that means they're more inclined to take risks, which means we get more creativity with whatever people are doing. Yeah,
right. You get more red versus blue zeros.
But if you're not making no money, we just gonna get Assassin's Creed 35.
I'm so excited.
I don't know, man. If I was Apple, I'd just throw them 10, right? Because 20 is still. I throw them 10.
Still making boatloads of money.
Yeah. 20 is still a lot, but 10 is enough to be like, yeah, we did it. We showed Apple.
They're just
Apple
being greedy.
Like, right,
they're just being
still making loads of money. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm hoping at the end of the day that Apple just settles and realizes that this is it's really petty at this point.
Yeah,
it's petty.
Yeah, and it really goes back to what Ethos was talking about. Like they just named a number and they were like, okay, like this is just gonna be is what it is. But eventually you just get tired of it. You're like, you know what? I think that this is wrong.
Like,
so that's why this
on the water. You can have this 10%. Like
right. Yeah, like all right, I get a little funky at 10%, but it's like how much does Apple really want to fight? I hope that they don't continue to do this any longer.
If I was Apple, I'd just fight out of spite because I'm Apple and I'm rich as fuck.
And I have a feeling that's what they're doing. I feel that's exactly what they're doing. So
sensational. But yeah, I actually, you know what? Like, I told you people an hour. We're actually past that, and I know y'all busy people.
It always happens.
Yeah, it always happens. So
it's all good.
I feel comfortable. I feel like we had a great conversation. I feel comfortable ending it right there, unless somebody wants to add something else to the conversation before we wrap it up. Anything?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I got
Final Fantasy 14.
Said my piece.
Okay, cool. All right. So, ladies first. Fiona Nova, what is your closing statement for episode 106? Go ahead, Game Illuminati.
Ooh, a closing statement.
I like to give people the floor, you know.
Listen, watch RVB 0 October 19th.
Hey. I got you.
That's the closing statement. Watch that show. It's hype as fuck. It's gonna be hype. It's gonna be hype. Watch us. We want to do season 2, so watch it. Just tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
True. By the way, I'm gonna make sure to leave y'all social medias in the video version of the podcast, so if you guys want to follow them. Torrian, you got the floor. What's your closing statement for episode 106? Go.
My closing statement is the same shit she just said. Watch the show. You know what I'm saying? We're not really like it's. I think people get it confused, and I'm pretty sure it's somebody in our company, and it's like they want just black people to watch the show, and I'm like, yes, but also. You know, we want everyone to come in. We want it to be accessible for everybody.
It's for everyone.
Then when people hear diversity, they just be like, "Oh, they just want the black people." Like, no, yes, but like,
we want everyone.
Others.
We don't want We don't want to just, but like, we want everyone. But we understand that there's an audience that would like this, and it's black people.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And also, like, man, I know everybody be listening to podcasts and stuff, and when I heard that we were gonna be on this show, I was like, "Fuck yeah, man!" Like I feel like this is like one of the most relatable shows. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, they'll be talking about hard work and stuff like that, and I just want to tell everybody, like, look at this show. Look at what we doing on RVB. I'm not that famous or anything like that. I just want people to realize that, like, y'all, like, yeah, it's space out here for us. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, it's space out here. Y'all can do this shit. Don't get discouraged. But it is going to be hard work. I know, a lot of, my mama, and I know a lot of old black mamas, a lot of old black families, they would teach us, like, we're going to have to work twice as hard. You know what I'm saying? As everybody to just be equal. You know what I'm saying? We got to work twice as hard.
Black man got to fly to where the white man can just walk.
Exactly. So please do not be afraid of hard work. The game's going to be out there. The party's going to be out there. The significant other's going to be out there. Please, please, please work. You know what I'm saying? Surround yourself with people that's going to support you, big you up, constantly keep encouraging you, and just work. I told you, I was sleeping under the desk.
And we need you. Like 100%, we need
for sure.
you.
That's all.
Cool. JG, you got the show floor. Closing statement. Go.
Can't see my face right now, but after what Torrian just said, I'm smiling, bro. I appreciate that a lot. So shout out to you, Torrian. Shout out to Fiona for coming on the show. We appreciate that a lot. Definitely, we're going to pull up. So GI community, make sure that you pull up. We are going to watch the hell out of this first episode and the entire season of RVB 0. If you've never watched RVB before, let's give it a chance. Support our black people. Shout out to Rooster Teeth for letting Torrian and his great mind work on the show. And I really hope that you get what you wanted out of this at the end of the day. So if we can get that black audience, then that you did a good job. It worked. So that's my closing statement. That's all I got.
Thanks, man.
Cool. And residential game developer, what's your closing statement for episode 106?
He keeps addressing it.
I just want to say I find it interesting that two black projects both have 0 in the name of their project. That's really cool. So I think,
and you're both from Detroit.
Yeah, and we're both from Detroit. Are you sure we haven't met each other?
I don't know, man. He probably one of those Michigan people that be like, yeah, I'm from Detroit, but he live out in Bloomfield Hills.
No.
Suburbs.
Detroit,
it's the suburbs of the suburbs.
Grand River, right by 6 Mile, bro.
Oh shit, 6 Mile. I'm in the wrong. It's dangerous in this chat.
I ain't one of them. I ain't one of them fakes in the suburbs trying to act like, oh, we from Detroit.
You said Ethos was in the trenches?
Born and raised.
Fucking 6 Mile and Grand River? That's some bullshit.
Born and raised.
I'm surprised he even...
Born and
you got internet?
Yeah. We just had a conversation about that.
You got that Comcast double bill in your ass?
We had fiber. They actually gave me fiber.
Fiber?
They gave us fiber. Comcast is trash.
I got fiber.
That's
you see that? Yeah, you said it right. Yeah,
fiber.
I got
fiber.
Lagging like a motherfucker. Damn, you're paying 1,000. What the fuck?
Yeah. And last but not least, all I gotta say is I appreciate everybody coming through to listen to the show. Make sure to check out Red vs. Blue, my bad, 0 on October 19th. And also, if you made it to the end of the show and you're watching the video version of the podcast, comment Red vs. Blue. So we know that you made it to the end of the show. Like I said, the social medias, if you enjoyed the conversation, will be in the description box. And other than that, thank you for listening. Make sure to rate the show 5 stars on Apple, and we will talk to you guys next time on the Game Illuminati podcast. Peace.